6 a.m., wake up. 7 a.m., get the kids up, fed, and ready for school. By 8 a.m., out the door, and 9 o'clock clocked in to start an 8-hour shift. 5:30 p.m., home to make dinner, eat dinner, and help the kids with homework. 7 o'clock, bathe the kids, do pre-bedtime prep, stories, tucking in. Finally, 9 o'clock, open the computer and start homework. Hopefully somewhere between 9 and 11, being able to go to sleep. At an older age, the day-to-day responsibilities add up and thus take away from your schedule that may have had more space in it at 18 to be able to continue on to university after high school. As a parent student, one of my only regrets in the 40 years of life is not staying in school. That was being paid for by my parents while living rent-free at the age of 18, 2 months after graduating high school. This class is an introductory level class, meaning that we are all just getting started on our paths to our degree. Although our goals and motivations may be different, we are all here because we decided to continue our education beyond a high school diploma. As much as we would like to think that we can do all things anytime we would like, some things, like returning to college after taking time off, is harder for some students more than others. According to a site on education I found on the internet, the dropout rate is 33% of freshmen dropping out before their sophomore year. The break in education awareness and the skilled usage, everyday life responsibilities that come with getting older, like kids and career, as well as the appeal of the infamous gap year, make things like returning to college hard after time has passed. For most people, the school years are 13 years long, starting at the age of 5. Getting up every day and going to school, this creates a routine that becomes second nature to us. In that time, we develop routines, study skills, and learn important lessons within those subjects. Going too long without using this means that we lose those skills. According to Dr. Adam Wadhurt, VP of Academic Affairs at Fontbonne University, after high school, you're accustomed to going to class, studying, taking tests, and writing papers. Your skills could suffer if they are not used in that year. This could lead to possibly repeating subjects you've already received credit for in high school, but lose because too much time has gone by. Let's move on to obstacles and responsibilities that come with getting older that may interfere with a return to school. For some, myself included, getting a paycheck after a 40-hour work week is a great feeling with instant gratification. However, before you know it, school begins to move further away because of increased hours or even a second job depending on financial obligations. Those obligations may now include a spouse and or a child. These are people that you love and will do anything for and therefore become the top priority. The demands of a child's needs are intense and sometimes expensive. For some, college is put off due to lack of funds, and working becomes that objective in order to get financially set to be able to return to school. However, for some that doesn't happen. Money can be a great reason for not going straight to college, but there are many ways that can help. According to the blog on credible.com entitled How to Pay for College with No Money, here are 7 things that they recommend. Scholarships, financial aid or grants, which don't need to be paid back. You can negotiate with the school, possibly for a little bit more money. There's some colleges offer work-study jobs. There is always trimming your expenses of unnecessary things you may spend on during the week. Federal loans and considering private student loans, those 2 options do require payback, but some do defer. They don't require payment until after you have completed your degree. Paying back student loans or even cutting back may seem like a large task to handle, but in the long run, it ultimately pays off with the opportunities that college degree can open up for you. So lastly, let's talk about what to do with your time if you're going to take a break between high school and college, called the gap year. According to the AmericanGap.org website, 90% of students leaving high school do return to college for that first year after the year-long gap year. However, only 5% of the universities have formal policies allowing students to defer. That is something you would want to look into with the university or college that you're planning on attending when making that decision for the gap year. In that time of a gap year, some students use it to travel or volunteer, learning new life skills along the way. If this is an idea that you have in mind, why not use it to work or save up? That would also help with financial cost. Help yourself to minimize that cost of school so you can work less when you return to school if that is a situation you find yourself in. This will allow for more study and school time and less time on that 9 to 5 grind. So, have you figured out my opinion on staying in school? Let's review the main points. Life gets hard and schedules can get filled after high school. Keep college on the forefront if possible. The return may be harder and longer to finish. Pursuing a degree takes time and life does happen. Doing it at 18 to 22 allows for less of life obstacles to get in the way. You will want to have the skills from high school still fresh in your memory. Work, kids, and a spouse are great, but take time from that schedule also. It doesn't mean that it can't all be done and receive your attention, but why have the struggle if you don't have to? In closing, I'm literally recording this in the 11th hour after working 8.5 hours and taking care of my 2 kids. I would do college again at 18 if I could go back. But that is also why they see me doing school, so that they can use my example of how not to do it if you don't have to. Yes, I have a policy that as long as they are in school, they can live under my roof for free and I'll still cook them dinner.